Well, hello. Um, hmm. This is a longer title than I usually have. Judge Anna von Reitz reveals the veil of criminality by the U.S. government. And the blurb that I wrote last night goes like this. I spent quite a bit of time on the computer yesterday, although it was today when I wrote it. I changed it to yesterday for the blurb. Way more than normal since my operation. I was reading various things by or about Judge Anna von Reitz on her website, annavonreitz.com. She has probably done more for humanity than most people I have heard or read about. For those who get what she has done, it will mean a new birth of freedom, if proper action is taken. Ultimately, I hope the entire system of fraud is brought down for the benefit of all. If I understood correctly, Anna von Reitz is an attorney, also an attorney for the Pope, of all things. Now, I think that's true. I read so much, and it's like an overload of information that I subjected myself to yesterday, and I haven't sorted it all out, and I haven't even read. I mean, it's only a fraction of what is available on that website that I've read. Uh, and wow, wow. These are things that I've believed in for a long time. The sovereignty of the individual. But our sovereignty was stolen because of I want to say our ignorance, but our ignorance is a result of lack of training, lack of information, being told lies rather than truth all of our lives. From the time that we were born, we've been lied to. Lied to by our parents because they were lied to by their parents, and going back to whenever it started, there's been lies on top of lies on top of lies. And the very government system has been nothing but lies. The United States of America has been nothing but lies since Abraham Lincoln. And I keep reading that, and I so have admired in my life Abraham Lincoln, and yet he was the beginning of the end for the real republic of the United States. He was the one that set in place the corporate governments and opened the doors for lawyers to become presidents in violation of the original 13th Amendment, when those that held titles of nobility, of which lawyer is one of them, an attorney is one of them, they could not hold not any public office in the United States, not any. And we've come to the place in the 21st century here where most of the positions of power and authority are held by those that are not even qualified under the original Constitution to hold public office, period. End of the story. But the United States has become one of the most criminal of all nations on the planet, leading the world in killing and war and pure fraud and violence against humanity. Yes, the United States, a country that I was taught to love, that I would really want to love, but who had its system undermined and stolen from the time again of the 1860 something, when Abraham Lincoln when he became president. It was an illegal, unlawful act of him becoming president. He was the first person to hold that title that was not allowed to hold the title lawfully. So anyway, there was a lot in what I read from Judge Anna von Reitz's information. And if I read a few articles a day, every day for the next month, I might get to the end of what's there, except she continues to put things out. I haven't joined the part where I can get the latest updates. But there's an awful lot there on just the older updates that's available for free. Well, it might be free even to subscribe, but I haven't done that yet. In any case, I want to encourage those of you, especially who have time, and I know that's a challenge when you're working to try to survive and to bring in the money that you need just to survive. It's hard to find the time to focus. But those of you that have the time to focus on what's really going on in the world and some of the dynamics that are in place and some of the legal issues that are being brought forth by Anna von Reitz and have been undermined by the cabal, I think you should spend some time reading some of her material. It's worth the effort. It's worth the time. It's worth the investment of your mind, of you. It's worth your investment. The more of us that wake up, the more of us who recognize what the system really is, the more of us that are able to take the actions necessary to liberate ourselves from this cabal as much as we possibly can. And that's a challenge. That's a challenge. There's a department, what is, let me look at that real quick here. Yes, the Department of Travel, United States Department of Travel. For $499, you can get travel and license plates. Now this is a little bit off the subject of Anna, but yet it's not, because it's about liberating ourselves from the corruption that we've had to endure all of our lives. We've had to endure the lies and the corruption of a criminal government, of a criminal system that has been running the world. And it's, I say the United States, but the United States has been the warhead, the spearhead of the whole thing. And so we're the ones that are most culpable. But it's been Great Britain that has actually owned the United States, or been very much a major player in the United States. So it's not just the United States, it is Britain, it is Europe, the European Commonwealth. It's spread, the tentacles of this system have spread all over the planet, so that mankind is in such a terrible dilemma. You look at third world countries, and it's hard for me to even think about what's going on in Africa and India and some third world countries where people, in Africa anyway, people are starving to death. Literally, they don't have enough food, and there is plenty in this world. It's just that there is not honest distribution of funds, and people's individual sovereignty and individual worth is not honored, because the system is corrupted and it's been stolen by people that do not have common sense, that do not have hearts, that seem to have sold their soul to the devil himself maybe is behind all this. But whatever and whoever is responsible, it's time that more and more people wake up, and Anna von Reitz has provided us with some steps of information anyway, that we can grasp, that will help liberate us. Knowledge, applied knowledge, can lead to freedom. And I have to say applied knowledge, because you can know it and not do anything about it, and that's not going to help at all. Anyway, I thank you for listening to this video, and I really hope some of you that have the time take the time to do some investigation on your own. Thank you very much again for listening. Have a beautiful day, and namaste.